Have you guys heard what's going on in France right now with l'appel des 500 mamans? If you haven't heard, it's letters read by 500 women who are mothers, explaining the INCESTE of their children from the hands of their fathers. These women are speaking up because the current system in France is broken and it's putting their children in danger. Trigger warning essay for what I'm about to say. In the US, when something happens to a child and one of the parents is involved, there are systems put in place to put the child out of harm until we can find out a court date for whichever parent. Whether that be CPS or another agency that takes care of that, usually there are protocols here. Here's one of the stories that one of the mothers talked about and what happened to her in France. This mother started suspecting that something weird was happening to her 6-month-old child because whenever she left the home and the husband was alone with the child, he would act really weird. She would come home or she was about to leave and he would act like a little too excited to be alone with the child. She sometimes would also find weird things on the child and she completely lost trust in her husband. She decided to put cameras up inside of the apartment. She put cameras up and as soon as she left, she saw her husband run into a room, grab sex toys, run into the baby's room, grab the baby, and go into another room where there were no cameras. She immediately calls the police. Police immediately go in with her. And after further testing, it was found that there was his DNA and the baby's DNA on the sex toys, as well as his bodily DNA on the baby. The husband got taken into custody for 48 hours. During that time, she made sure to start the divorce papers, and she obviously told the police everything that happened. Once the 48 hours are done and they're setting up a court date, which they don't know how long that's going to take, it turns on that the father, who is this child's abuser, has full parental rights over this child. The mother asked for an order of protection against the father, and because they have not gone through a trial yet, the judge said that the father still had parental rights, that he would have the rights to see his child as long as it was supervised under video surveillance. However, upon designating the place where that would happen, the judge picked a place that actually doesn't have video surveillance. This place does not have the capacity to provide video surveillance. When the mother talked about that and pushed against the judge was like, it is what it is. So the father was going to have basically what is unsupervised visits with the child. The mother did everything to stop this, talked to multiple judges, police officers, etc. The system is not on her side and not on the child's side. What happened is that when it came time to the supervised visits, the mother refused to bring her child in. Now, because she did that, she now faces 3 years in prison because she did not abide by the law and she did not bring her child to the supervised visits, which both parents have parental rights over. This woman has now done something illegal and considered as criminal. This is just one story out of the 500 different stories that have come up and more of mothers and children going through the same thing in France and how the system has not been helpful to them. The hope here is that the women can change the system and that the laws can be changed to protect the children that have been abused.